just wanted to jump on. Tonight I wanted to talk about my favorite vacation experience. And believe it or not, my favorite vacation experience was 7 years ago, Jamaica, when I got married. Yes, it was my favorite because I got married, not just because I got married, but I loved being in Jamaica because I felt like I was able to immerse myself in the culture of Jamaica, and it was great for multiple reasons. I felt like me and my husband have the joke, we had to become citizens of Jamaica to get married there, so for a little while we kept saying that we were Jamaican. But we already love Jamaican culture, but we really were able to really immerse ourselves in the culture. And my absolute favorite day was the day after we got married, and we had an excursion where we met this guy who was our driver, and we actually, to this day, my husband is still friends with the driver. They talk on WhatsApp all the time, and we took a little small tour through Grill, and we stopped at a couple of shops, and then we got on a catamaran, and we took a catamaran cruise. We got on the catamaran at the Margaritaville in the Grill, and we had to walk through the water to get to the catamaran boat. And on our first stop, we did some snorkeling, and it was great. I had all these expectations. When we were planning the trip, I was telling my husband I wanted to do all these water expedition things, and it was funny because I got to the edge of the boat, get ready to put on my gear, and I pumped out. And the funny part is, I am claustrophobic, right? And it didn't dawn on me that snorkeling would kick my claustrophobia up. But I did. All of a sudden, I started feeling claustrophobic. And my mom was no help because she wasn't going to do it. And she was sitting on the boat talking about, you ain't got to do it. You ain't got you don't have nothing to prove. But my husband went out there, my father-in-law, and I watched them do it. And it was crazy because I'm like, I could see the bottom, but it was just the thought that I couldn't stand up, because even though I could see the bottom, it wasn't deep, it wasn't shallow enough for me to stand up. And then it was still a bunch of coral, and you could see little sharks and the fish and everything. But we had an amazing time on the catamaran, and I have some footage of that and everything. And so then after we got done snorkeling, we went over to Rick's Cafe, and that was my first experience with a tender. But so this tender experience is not like any tender experience that you would have on a cruise boat. And it was hilarious. I didn't mind it. It was exciting to me. But other people in our group were a little shaken because it was a really small little wooden boat that we had to get off of the catamaran onto, and the waves were just rocking, and they instructed us to, when we got in, we had to get in, put our head down and slide over so everybody could fit on the boat. And so we got on the tender and we went over to the cliffs where Rick's Cafe was, and we had to walk up these rocks, these cliffs, and it was so crowded. And I was nervous because there were a bunch of people up these steps up the cliffs. And it was kind of scary because there were so many people, like any misstep, and in my scary self, I could have fell off the cliff. But you made it up the stairs, and people were cliff diving, and there was a restaurant and everything. In my opinion, for anybody who's going to Jamaica and you're going to the Grill, I would say, in my personal opinion, skip Rick's Cafe. If you just want something just to say that you checked it off your list. But the food wasn't that great, and at the time that I went, there was no live music. It was just really crowded. It was very touristy. So to me, I would say just skip that one. But if you just want to say that you went, go. But there was people doing cliff diving. But I truly enjoyed the catamaran. That was everything. And our driver was amazing. And after we left there, we got back on the catamaran. He took us to this jerk chicken place called Best of the West to get some real jerk chicken, because I did not like the jerk chicken on the resort. I liked all the other food, but the jerk chicken and I know real Jamaicans, and that just wasn't it. The jerk chicken on the resort just was, but I had some real jerk chicken. But even though it was different than the jerk chicken I was used to in Chicago, and I think Chicago actually to me has some of the best jerk chicken. I've lived in the South for a while. I lived in Georgia, and I don't like the jerk chicken in Georgia. I have yet to have jerk chicken here in Charlotte, but I love jerk chicken in Chicago. But the jerk chicken in Jamaica was definitely different than what I'm used to, but it was still really good. It was different, but it was really good. but I just didn't like the resort jerk chicken. It just tasted like they barbecued some chicken and threw some jerk sauce on it. That's what it tasted like. But this place we went, Best of the West, was amazing. And I had an amazing time. And then we did another excursion the following day. Me and my husband, we went ATV, and it was different. We had a different driver that day, because if you've never been to those type of countries, they drive really fast on the other side of the road, and it was something we had to get used to. And they're different than the US. They're very leisurely. Every time we were off the resort and we're riding, there was some, we're gonna stop on the side of the road and talk to, that and the third, and I'm gonna stop and get me something to drink. Y'all want some? No. I appreciate everybody in Jamaica is very friendly, very nice, very warm, very welcoming, but they definitely take life leisurely. And I feel like we can adopt some of that here in the States. So that was one of my greatest experiences traveling. And even though I've traveled quite a bit, there hasn't been a lot of experiences where I've actually gone to travel and I was just there to relax. Most of the time I'm traveling, I'm there for a purpose. And even though I was there for the purpose of getting married, I was able to really immerse myself in the culture, and I really enjoyed that a lot. So that is Jamaica. I can't wait to go back. Even though I want to explore some other islands, and I want to share that with you all. And I am throwing myself out here with being on camera, and I'm going to get better with, I want to travel more. I want to vlog. This is new to me, because I'm definitely one of the people that like to be in the moment. I'm usually not on my phone when I'm in the moment, but I'm learning to do that so that I can show you all these experiences. But I do plan on getting back to Jamaica really soon, and I am currently doing my training to be a Jamaica specialist. So when you all are ready to plan trips to Jamaica, I can help you with that now, but I will be a destination specialist for Jamaica really soon. Also, while I have you all, I wanted to share some information. I recently posted today, I am planning a girls trip for 2026. And I planned it for 2026 so I can give you all opportunity to plan this out. It will be March 2026, March 7th through the 14th. It is a cruise. It's a girls trip called Sisters, drawing a blank. Y'all, excuse me, I have been in bed for 2 days because I have been bitten by an ant and I could not walk. It's my first time being downstairs. So excuse me, I'm drawing a blank. But it's called Sisters in Noir at Sea, and it is March 7th through 14th, 2026 on Virgin Voyages. And so that information has been posted. And if you're interested in this cruise, it is an adult-only cruise. All Virgin Voyages cruises are adult only. If you're looking for a good vacay away from the children, that is posted. I will post it again. I actually will, on the replay, I will post a link for that information. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to contact me and we'll get that situated for you. Spaces for this group cruise is limited. So even though it's in 2026, you want to go ahead and snatch that up as soon as possible because it is limited. I only have 10 cabins available. Okay, so hit me up if you're interested. But thank you all for tuning in, listening. If you're catching the replay, thank you for watching. Again, I appreciate the support and the love. Deuces.